all pretty standard. Alright, so we have Sonic Ness, Conch, a Sonic player. I think these guys are actually both from Long Island. Which I think, you know, should at least give them a little bit of experience. I think they did drive here together. Neither of them drove, I'm pretty sure. I would certainly hope not.
Yeah.
But,
That'd be terrifying.
Well, we'll see how this... I was thinking... So DK Dan, I know that the person who Conch upset in order to get here plays a lot of characters that can get, like, you know, have problems with Sonic.
yes, both DK and Ryu.
So I would expect that we're going to be seeing more of the defensive style from Conch. A lot of this spin dash at the moment.
Yeah, I think even if the you know, DK and Ryu lose a relatively campy style of Sonic, spin dash is such a difficult move to deal with in general for those characters that it may have just been a heavy spin dash style of Sonic that may have been able to end it. An almost incredible air dodge read by PK Chris was almost able to take that stock.
And right now, okay, the percents are so even, and Sonic, more than any other character, whoever has the lead just dictates the pace of the match. This is something we haven't seen yet, that spin dash and shielding. Right now, basically the onus is on PK Chris to figure out how to open him up and get the damage on.
Right, one of the wonderful things about Sonic is that when you mentioned that shield dash spin is that he just has such ability to react to your options as you're coming in, just because of the amount of the small gap that you have to just punish that. S-Slash shield gonna be safe, tries to punish it anyway. It's very little of a punish off the read, however, with that spot dodge.
Yeah, that PK Thunder not really doing it as Conch is able to just get right through it and closes out the stock with an F smash.
Ooh, locks?
Oh.
We got locked. Okay, didn't get too much, but you know, it's still a nice little setup.
Right now, 105% on Conch. So one of the interesting things about this matchup is that even if PK Chris is playing from behind, Ness has some of the most consistent and like really powerful kill power in the game. And so we've been, like, last stock was 140, I believe, with a forward smash.
Ooh, that's most certainly going to be it right there.
Yeah.
That kill power coming in, as you mentioned.
So we still have, you know, PK Chris is the one who has to approach. But if all he needs to do is really get the necessary percent on Conch, where Conch has to start fearing the back throw, you know, the up air, all of the plethora of kill moves that Ness has at his disposal.
Guess that.
The bait?
The bait, I do like it. Actually, it's a little bit. Wow, whole lot of damage for PK Chris. Nice little string. Definitely not a true combo right there, but the mix-up's looking very solid from PK Chris at the moment. But now, Conch has that stage control once more.
Yeah, and we see a lot of the PK Thunders from PK Chris. I guess he's trying to live up to his name, but it feels like a majority of the time Conch is getting around them pretty easily. And in a matchup like this, where every percent matters so much, you have to be so mindful of exactly... Oh, Fred, did I say that, actually?
Now, one of the interesting things about Sonic in general is that he is a character that is fairly difficult to get back to the ground with because of his air mobility and his falling speed. Oh, okay. I think that may have killed on the opposite side anyway. Just because that move is crazy strong. That move is absurdly strong. However, the reverse will certainly be taken very kindly by Conch, and he will take that game number 1.
But a pretty close game, I'd say.
Yes, certainly.
One thing is that actually we noticed, so for the most part, Conch had the lead. But at the very beginning, when PK Chris had the lead, you saw that it was actually very aggressive. You know, Conch very clearly wanted to get the lead back, and PK Chris wasn't able to really act defensively. He wasn't really playing the runaway game. It felt like he was caught by spin dash, and that percent quickly went back into Conch's favor. So I'd be curious if PK Chris manages to get a lead, whether he can play to that a little bit better and just expect that aggression.
That's one of the interesting things about Ness is that, you know, he does have a fairly poor run speed and fairly poor walk speed as well. So, you know, using his defensive options are quite difficult. Even if his air mobility is as good as it is, moving back and retreating is so slow that Sonic can sometimes simply just catch up to you as you're moving backward.
Okay, right.
Okay, I'm a fan. I can dig it. I can dig it.
I mean, I'm a fan because it worked.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, I like it. The tech chase right there. PK Chris reacted immediately and was able to get that grab.
And now 69% onto Conch. This is what I was talking about. PK Chris has the lead. You see him throwing out a little bit more of these hitboxes. Oh, the aerial. So for those of you who don't know, the aerial PK Fire is a lot harder to smash the eye out of. And that's why just even more damage, 96% on Conch. And Keep in mind the counter pick on stage, Town and City with those smaller blast zones, Conch has to be a lot more scared earlier. Like that.
Ooh. Yeah, that move is, again, as I mentioned previously, an absurdly strong one.
It's Mario up smash in the air.
It's literally, and we do not over-exaggerate when we say that, it is literally the same exact knockback growth and everything in the air.
Also the same level of safety.
Yes, it's one of those moves that shockingly similar animations and shockingly similar output as well.
Anyway, so we have a big lead for PK Chris. But right now, you see the way Conch is playing, he just wants to get percent more and more with those spin dashes, a back throw off stage. Oh, he really wanted the edge guard. The edge guard there would have been huge, but now PK Chris with a little bit more stage control, pushing forward.
Right, and I like a lot of these low recoveries of PK Chris because then by nature of Ness, you don't really expect him to recover all that low just because of the nature of his character. He made it back! The wall bump!
That was such a beautiful recovery from PK Chris, managing to avoid the springs and get the magnet hands. Did he try to footstool?
I think he was actually trying to uppie there to get the first hitbox of the uppie and then do the circle around.
Regardless, I'm not sure if I agree with that. When you're in this situation against the Sonic, every little damage that you get counts. Like if you want to, even though, yeah, that would be huge and maybe even take the stock, you know, like every extra credit piece matters so much in the end. Like, considering how much ahead he was earlier, right now he's at death percent. And if the stock drops right here, that 45%, that's nothing that Conch can't come back from.
Right, and I was just like to comment on that recovery right there. Absolutely beautiful by PK Chris. Just managed to get right in between, the space in between the spring and the wall, and got back to the stage with that jump. Ooh, spooky.
I like that. PK Chris has actually been, oh, nice recovery there. But PK Chris, with his PK Thunders earlier on in the set, they were just not working out for him. But now it seems like he's going for the mix-ups that Conch isn't ready for. And forward tilt not going to do it. PK Chris on the ledge.
This is exactly, where I think he would want to be. A little bit of STI, but, I think that would have been the end of the stock regardless.
Yeah, in Town and City, the smaller blast zone, and there's a decent amount of rage on Conch. But that rage isn't so good right now as 98%. We saw earlier that up air killed at around 100, yes. So yeah, already Conch has to be worried about the kill options.
Right, and definitely, however, PK Chris needs to be concerned. I'm not sure how proficient Conch is at some of the more bizarre Sonic setups that we have out there. Obviously, Spring Ride being the most prolific of all of those, so could see potentially catch an air dodge with that spring, bring him all the way up to the blast zone with him.
Yeah, and this is actually a little bit of that aggression we saw in game one. He wants immediately to just rack up this damage, and he's actually doing it. But there we see the overextension.
And you can see looking for the landing option right there with the up air was Conch. Did one just previous to that. I saw him. It's like, yeah, he might go for this again. And you are Ness after all, so no real reason not to. And he does indeed get it.
He actually did get shield grabbed a few times for the landing up air. You do have to space it.
Yeah, it is not as incredibly free as it looks on shield sometimes. However, Sonic does have good frame that out of shield with that grab and that up B, so just managed to punish fairly well.
All right. Anyway, moving on. Excuse me. Moving on to Game 3, we actually have a return to Town and City. Well, one of the big differences that we possibly could see is a lead for Conch at the start. Right now, basically even 5% separating them. Now only 1%.
Yeah, this is the perfect situation, except usually for the Sonic rather than the Ness, where that 1% lead can mean oh so much. However, any lead against Sonic is important because he forces you to come to him, and Sonic's strong suit isn't necessarily approaching, but that was a sour hit, so not going to be able to kill just yet.
I mean, that was still a hefty bit of damage. This is actually looking really similar to Game 1. The grab there, back throw, putting him off stage. We haven't yet seen a completed edge guard from Conch in this set so far, but getting one of those would be huge, especially at this point. Oh, are you surprised? Are you surprised that Ness grabbed him?
No,
you're giving me this shocked expression.
He ran straight through him. PK Chris all the ready and just whoosh, grabbed him immediately.
Right now, yeah, we see the up air fishing for it. PK Chris has this huge lead. He does not have to approach. Just staying in like about 3/4 stage. And yeah, when that sort of, it can be hard for Ness to punish that, but he doesn't need to. Right now he has the lead. If he wants to time him out, go ahead and time him out.
Yeah, and this spacing that Ness has right now allows him to, space fairly safely without giving Sonic the ability to run in. He was about to go off stage with that and potentially die. Oh, however,
would have been hype.
Did not catch the jump. Oh, he's gonna have to go weird angle here.
Oh, that was so brilliant!
Was so good by Conch. Goes off the stage deep, catches the PK Thunder as it comes down, and he will be able to recover safely back to the stage.
And that was so okay. Going to close it out, but that was the completed edge guard that I was talking about. Ness, one of his biggest weaknesses, and one of the reasons he fell off in the meta, was because people just got smarter and better at being able to gimp him at extremely low percents, just like you saw there. So the fact that we see there, like that was a little bit more of a 2018 against Ness, as opposed to majority of this match was maybe 2015 against Ness before that.
That's obviously not to discredit Ness's character. This character is still pretty scary. We've seen the early kills that he's been able to get with those up airs, pretty consistently with those up airs, might I add.
Oh yeah, no, Ness just has amazing consistent kill power, which, like, it's one of the interesting things at this point in the game. Kill power has become so crucial, just in the meta, because of how rage can just be such a factor. So, I mean, one of the big reasons Ness fell off, it seemed, was that a lot of Ness players just sort of picked up better characters.
Yeah.
Ralphie, Shaky, I believe, was actually a Ness main at some point, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to this match here, because this is PK Chris staying true to his character. It's in his name and everything.
After all.
And this is the lead right now. It's finally in Conch's favor.
This is going to come down to the wire. Did catch the jump right there as he did jump in. Going to see if PK Chris can make it back to the stage. The
He should be fine as long as he...
Okay, that is terrifying. That is absolutely horrifying. Oh, that's it! PK Chris takes it over Conch with the PK Thunder. We saw an early stock earlier by Conch, and PK Chris responds with a PK Thunder too.
So the thing is, like, the two things that we saw constantly throughout that set, we saw Conch consistently, he went off stage, tried to get the edge guard, and didn't get it until that last game, and PK Chris constantly trying to get that PK Thunder kill, and right when he needed it, he was down in percent, the clock slowly winding down, gets that just kill so early.